Morning to you, Doc.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Right. So yesterday, when I found out that I was going to be talking to you this morning, I went on social media trying to get to know you because it's my first time actually meeting you. But you're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I like everything you're wearing. You're giving us the vibes of Ajagraja. Have you met him?
Oh, I'm a prophet, so we are all in the same ministry.
Okay. Yeah. But let's talk about your regalia before we get into the main conversation. You have this cap on and then the cloth itself, and then you have a walking stick as well. Does it have any special meaning? Yeah,
you see, first of all, I'm taking this opportunity to greet your audience, and for a while I will speak my country language because of my intentions, and I want to connect to my local people.
That's fine.
With my regalia, I think maybe next time, because you see, if you see a policeman, there are some things around him that makes him be seen as a policeman. Different from a soldier. So as a prophet, there are things around us that spiritually connote something, and only those with higher knowledge and spiritual wisdom will understand. So I don't want to go.
But I want to. Is it just a walking stick that you?
It's a symbol of leadership. You see.
Oh, so it's just not.
No.
A walking
thy
stick.
rod and thy staff. You see, God gave Moses only a rod, a staff. When you read Exodus chapter 4, verse 7 and 17, also on this rod you shall do signs. So there are symbols that speaks higher even than the audible voice. So everything around me has an explanation, but I think as an African
I just
Messiah,
wanted you to, since you're saying we want to know why you call yourself the African Messiah.
You see, the cord has a meaning. You see, God has given us the power to bind and loose.
Okay.
And you have to represent it. And the ring on my left finger is a symbol of authority. And it tells you what I can do in the spiritual and the physical. And if you see my mitre, this one is called the mitre.
The cap is the mitre.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever is around it. You see, the Pope doesn't wear any hat for anything. There's a specific reason for every regalia that he wears. So the mitre is a symbol of coverage. So I am divinely covered. So our dresses are symbolical and it has meanings. And you need to learn a lot in order for you to see my dressing, my beard. Everything around me has a meaning.
So do you wear this? Is this the normal attire you wear every day, or it's a ceremonial or something?
More often. I'm always at the service of the people. So this is my sign, and I have them in different colors and shapes, all to represent my activities for the day.
Right. The African Messiah.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Why did you decide to call yourself the African Messiah? Or it was God who called you and was like, look,
you see, in this world, man progresses. Whatever a man does for a given period of time is rewarded by tests. And when you are able to pass, you go to another stage.
Have you been through some tests and trials?
Many times.
Let's talk about
as a human being. You see, Africans particularly doesn't understand themselves. Whatever you are doing, it will create opposition for you. So no matter what you claim or what you say you are, people will come close to at least have verifications and also put you to some tests. Aside that, God whom you serve or the thing that you are professing to be will also give you tests. And after the test and the tries are for your enemies, the tests are from the divine. the entity that is working through you, and you want to make sure that you abide by the pact, by the rules and regulations of it. So after going through a lot, I've been a pastor for 35 years. So I've been graded to a lot of realms and ranks, and now I have been ordained spiritually and physically as the African Messiah.
Who ordained
I know
you?
what others doesn't know.
We'll come to that.
Yeah.
But who ordained you?
Spiritually, I've been ordained, and physically, I've been ordained.
Spiritually by God?
By my angels and my masters. I deal with African spirituality. I deal with our masters. I've spoken to Kwame Nkrumah. I've spoken to great leaders of
Where?
our nation, both from the opposing side and from the positive side.
Where I'm confused. Where did you get to speak to all these people?
It's a gift. Like what you are doing is a gift. I can also ask you, how are you able to do all these things?
I read.
Yeah. So in the spirituality, if you want to pursue spirituality, there are also masters and teachers out there. The fact that you don't see them doesn't mean they don't exist. There are people, anything, any profession in this planet that you want to pursue, there are others already in it. It is only when you are able to submit and follow the rules and regulations of it.
Okay, so I see overseer, NLRM.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Is that the church?
Currently, I am the founder and leader of Nations Light Revival Ministries and the sole spiritual head of African Spiritual Liberation Movement. And this is our second party. That is the one that I'm pursuing now. I want to aspire to become the next president of my beloved country, Ghana.
Yes, and you talk about Ghana with so much passion. I realized that from the brief discussion we had before we came on the show. How long have you been in Ghana?
All my life. Born and bred. I used to travel and come back, but I don't have any plan of staying any country apart from my country. Even if you give me free, I don't like it. I believe in Ghana. I know what Ghana has. I know what God has bestowed upon us. It's only that politicians are just dividing us and using the youth and all these able men as firewood just to get the elders running.
Firewood?
Yeah, you see, every Ghanaian youth doesn't have anything to do. Only the old men, the 78 people, 60 people, they are in the public.
But is that wrong?
It's wrong, because even God himself doesn't have confidence in elders. He said, in the last days I'll pour out my spirit upon all flesh. And he didn't mention the elders. He has worked with the elders for several years, and they have failed him miserably.
But he said in the last days. Are we in the last days?
We are in the last days. The last days is every day is a last day. Depending upon how you see it and the events that are supposed to be happening. You see, when you don't have a visionary leader, if I'm talking about a visionary leader, I'm not talking about somebody with some round table and methodical teachings like going to university. 1 + 1 has always been 2 forever and ever. I see it I have a different option to 1 + 1. So it's like the problem of organization of African unity has still been the same problem. What you learn from school, that what is the problems of African organization, blah blah blah. When they will tell you lack of finance, it is the same. Nobody has ever solved. So it's like we are like children playing around the ball. But those who know how to play the football are making it, and they are making it big in terms of financial world. So I am here to plead Ghanaians that they should look elsewhere, and I am the elsewhere. I have to be an alternate for all these bluffo people, you see, so that we go practical to our country, the thing that we have, the mineral resources that we've been receiving some dollars and be selling to them. You go to places that they will give you a whole vast land. And you as a country, you have only 5% out of the produce that will come. Are you normal?
On what basis are you saying this?
Every property in Ghana is in the hands of foreigners, because the problem is that we don't even know how to use the particular things. You see, when you lack those things, how to, as a spiritualist, I don't read books, but any problem that comes to me, I have a spirit to teach me. There is no book in this planet that you can use to deceive me. The moment you mention it, I will begin to read with you.
But there are a number of political parties
Yeah.
in the country
Yeah.
now. You could have joined any of them. There's NDC, there's MPP, there's APC, and a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to go independent?
Because their policies channel to party and not to the Ghanaian populace.
Policy.
Everything they do, you see, when MPP comes to power, every businessman in NDC will collapse. Every businessman in CPP will collapse. Everything about the opposing side will be destroyed. So there is a tension and anger of coming back to retaliate. And therefore, I don't have the reason to join them. But I know there are good people in MPP. There are good people in NDC. There are good people that are even unknown and they are not discovered. So we need a unifier, somebody who understands that he is a Ghanaian, and Ghana is the only way out, and Ghana is the home country, and Ghana has everything. And therefore, if I see you, regardless of your political beliefs and affiliation, what I need to do for you is to create an environment for you that whatever you have learned, whether for political gain, for political use, or for the local use, to get platform for you to excel. You see, the system is not designed to help every gift and talent.
Right.
So why do I join NDC? Why they are pursuing only NDC agenda?
Okay.
Why do I join MPP? Why they are pursuing only MPP agenda and not the state? We don't even have a master plan for the nation. Any talent or gift. You see, the Chinese, they start locally. They try to understand their world, and their education is based on things around them. But in Ghana, you will be studying white man's flowers, whilst those flowers that you are studying are not here. So even if you pass, it won't be of good use for you. So I have a new educational plan that we have cassava, we have yam, we have rivers around us. These are the things that we have to study, because if we are able to know what it entails and what we can use or what we can do with those things, that is where you become educated. Because if you study things and those things that you want to use are not in your domain, what do? That's why you import a lot of things. You study rice and you don't even know that there are some plants or there are some this thing in your environment, and you are studying Thailand, rice produced from Thailand with their weather and geographical areas. So when you study it and you come, you plant here, all the studies that you have done, you plant here and you lose, and you say that the nation will tell you that we tell you to go and raise a confirm, but when you go, they fly away. Why wouldn't they fly away once you don't know anything about them? So if you know how to breed a confirm your own local language, and you have made it an educational thing that everybody is studying it, then when they come out, when you say I confirm, they know it. But there are millions and thousands of things that African man has studied that doesn't play any role in his development.
I believe that before you become a president, you should be able to support your community or your electoral area. What have you done?
I'm a defender of the defenseless. That's my work. I do spiritual help for people, because that's the only field that I think vulnerable people, if somebody cares you, there's no police.
So we don't need jobs?
No, the jobs will come. They are in my pipeline. You see, everybody has job. The thing is that you don't give them opportunity to raise or create what they have. Every child is born with a gift. But you see, the society is built in such a way that you are always following the thinking of your colonial masters, and they have planned your education. They have planned what to say, what to do, and what not to do. So you have left your own educational things behind, and you are studying others. So what I want the world to know, that when we say job, job is when you have given everybody the platform to exhibit what is inherent in him. You see, everybody has talent, everybody has gift. If you are allowed to speak freely without certificate, and you can be empowered, you can be supported. Why do you need to go and stay in a university? What's the thing that you want to do? You understand it, and you have the spirit backing. Are you getting my point? So what I am trying to tell the world is that education doesn't necessarily mean going all this long distance without achieving anything. Job doesn't mean that you are working for the government or you are working for a bigger institution. Job means doing what you feel happy doing, and that thing is making money for you. Because you see, at the end of everything is money. In this planet, God didn't create any standard for us. It is the human beings that have created standard for ourselves. And therefore, whatever you want to do, you have to consider if it will earn you money. If it won't earn you money, then you become miserable because of all your intelligence and of all your powers. If you don't have paper, the money, you become miserable. So I am coming with a 50-year master plan that entails our culture, our belief systems, and the vacancies that are the unnoticed potentials in the system in our country. Like you see those young guys that cut fingernails. Do you know how skillful they are? They are more skillful than those who have sat in the education in the university to cut all those things. But where do they get help? Where do they get support? Where do they even, do you even accept that the person should come and cut your fingernail for you? They only need just a small tool for them to become in business, in job. So job doesn't mean people have to go to these Kayoyo girls that are sleeping around. If I say so, not sex mind, I'm talking about they can carry things, but who controls, who has invested in that, who has employed them to groom them and to raise them to a standard that the job will not be like a shameful job, but rather a professional and a lucrative job. We have to encourage people to be proud of whatever they are doing, so that we will not be flying from northern region to this Accra and from Takoradi to all doing the same job that you can do in your country. If somebody wants to carry a goose, is it the only, can it be only done in Accra and not in his hometown? But because of the stigmatization over certain talent, that is why everybody wants to hide where he is not known to operate. Meanwhile, if everybody's talent is recognized and at least a little support is given to, and the person has the courage and the freedom to practice, why will somebody fly all the way from northern region, central region, come to Accra to come and sell ice water or pure water? Whereas there are people who also go thirsty in his community. But it is shameful for you to do a business that you can do in Accra, in your own hometown, because the business is stigmatized.
Prophets, paint a clear picture of how your government is going to look like.
My government first will be all-inclusive government. Because
all-inclusive?
Yeah, because there are talented people in MPP. There are talented people in NDC.
So you bring them
so you see, political separation is disturbing the nation because there are people who can do the job, but they are not in the ruling government. So you will not be employed. You will not even be called, even for an advice. So I believe in unification, and I believe in everybody who is a Ghanaian and is willing and capable and has the power and the mandate should be given a fair platform to operate, regardless of his political opinions. If he can do the job, fine. Why will you give a roadside to a Chinese man to build a China mall or something? And if your own countryman want to open maybe a company, you take him to court and they will place injunction on the business forever and ever until his party comes to power. You see, these things comes only when you are being separated from your able thing because of politics, because you don't belong to us. So this is what we have to kill it. If you don't kill NDC, MPP kind of fraternity that we have built into our heart, Ghana cannot go anywhere because people are aggrieved, people are angered, people, you see.
How are you going to change this
I have
narrative?
the plan.
We have just some
Yeah, I have the. That's why I tell you, I have the 50-year plan.
It's all in there.
Yeah, because I will open my first term in office. I will do a whole lot of open forums. Yeah, that is where I will pause the nation, and people will not understand this. I will pause the nation for 1 year.
How are you going to do that?
Yeah, because I don't see why we cannot become a great nation that our fathers will say, God bless our homeland and make it great and what? Strong. So that is the intention. All those people that fought with their blood and everything were praying that one day Ghana become a great nation. And what is a great nation? A great nation is a country that utilize its own minerals, that utilize its own everything around. You understand and you know how to use it. Are you getting me? So you have gold. You don't know what gold is used unless a white man come and refine for you. You have any other bauxite and cocoa, even cocoa, common cocoa that we can even fry in fire. We can even bake and chew it raw. The person have to take it there and bring it back to you in a very expensive thing, whereby you have the raw material. So that is what my plan goes with, from the bush to the city, to the urban, to the village, to the king, to the professionals, I have a whole lot of, because only few people in government or few people in political realm haven't come to me. I've been speaking with them, doing rituals and other things for them. Are you getting me?
But you just said ritual. Is that what Ghana needs?
Yeah, Ghana, the greatest problem of Ghana is that we have lost spiritual sight of where we are going. You see, we haven't gotten any human leader in Ghana who is a spiritualist. And that's why I'm here, because if Nanado feels that he's being attacked spiritually or being bound, he will travel and leave the nation. Because he himself is not that spiritually awakened to defend himself.
But we have a lot of spiritual churches in Ghana. We have
every spiritual church in Ghana is biased. It's like NDC, MPP.
Why do you say this?
Yeah, because if you are a Methodist, you believe a Pentecost person is evil. If you are a traditional, you think a Christian is evil. That's why I said, what I'm bringing on board, I have a lot of surprises for the nation. And it will surprise you that what I am bringing, I am not only coming, I am coming with a divine mandate. I am now holding conversation with aliens.
Aliens?
Yeah, because we have to be science. Our science and technology doesn't have to be like the normal system. We have to also create something that the whites will have to come.
We need aliens to be able to prosper as
you
a country.
when you read the Bible, it said the generation of Tubal-Cain, they are people of technology. They are people who can use metals and minerals to create machines. And when the aliens came to this world, they came to African first. That is why we have the Anunnakis and all those Egyptian hieroglyphics, and they all are language that can be interpreted. But you see, you have written a language, and a white man will come and interpret for you. Are you at least lifting up? So you would think Ghana has nothing, but Ghana has something. You see, the strength of every nation is the amount of minerals you have.
We have
in your nation. And tell me, Dubai, what do they have? Do they have gold? We send to them and they hoard it and make it deficit of gold. And
did Dubai use aliens in getting to where they are now?
Every prosperous nations are not dealing with science without spirit behind the science. You cannot be a prophet without communicating with entities. Are you getting my point? So you cannot be a president once you know that the castle that you are staying is a symbol of slavery, and you are there, you are a slave. You are now called English, you have English name, and you know the secret of this life. Anything that has a name over you is spiritually and physically, you become the person's slave. So the reason why you have English name, they have a meaning. Why they are changing your name from Esibesua to Comfort? Because the moment you name yourself over somebody, he becomes your slave. So the colonization of the whites, and I'm not saying I will not deal with the white, but I have the power to resist them. Are you getting my point? I've been speaking to president outside Ghana. I've been speaking
spiritually.
No, physically.
Okay.
I've been telling them things. I've even personally spoken to a very great and powerful president in one of the nations I don't want to mention. I've given him warning.
Okay.
You see, you can't trust in weapons because you see, when you sleep, we can blow something and you die.
Okay, so if you take yourself out of the equation, come 2024 during the election as president, who would you pick?
I don't want to mention now because you see, that is why I told you that there are able men. You see, one person said, Ghana, we have the men. We don't only have the men, we have the women too.
Yes.
Are you getting me? The problem is how to organize them.
Right. Unfortunately, we are pressed with time. So let me take your final words. My
final words is that I'm seeking all the youth and the people of Ghana to at least reconsider and vote for me. Because if you vote for me, you have voted NDC into power. If you vote for me, you have voted MPP to power. If you vote for me, you have voted your kings, your youth into power. Because I am not seeking your vote to rule over you, but I'm seeking your vote to become your servant. I'm here to serve you. And there are things that I have on board that will help the youth. There are things that I have on board that will help even the aged and our kings. I'm going to rule with everybody, every single person, including animals and everything in our country. They are part and parcel of our development. And I am endowed with spirituality, and I'm endowed with education, and I am a scientist myself.